is I'm going to go through a couple things. And then at the end, you guys can ask questions if you have any questions, or you could type them in the chat box, whatever you feel comfortable doing. This is the first time I'm seeing your faces. I love it. I'm Tara Bialik. I hope that you guys are enjoying the week. My theme of the week is how to sell without being salesy. Because no one wants to be that person, right? No one wants to feel like they're trying to push product on someone or sell someone something. We are in the business of helping people with what we have. And kind of, if you're selling something, you're pretty much selling yourself. You know, you are branding who you are. And I hope everyone listened to the video today. If you haven't yet, just make sure you do that tomorrow or even after this call, because it's really important, because a lot of us don't do that face-to-face interaction all day long, that it's really important to make sure your storefront, your Facebook page is up to par. It is a representation of who you are, not a product, but who you really are. And when people go to your page, they want to get to know you. They want to be your friend. You know, I always use this analogy. There's a video on my YouTube if you guys want to check it out. I think it's called, I think I Know You or something like that. But people always will message me and say, you know, I feel like I know you. I feel like, you know, I've never met you in person, but I feel like I know you. I feel like that's the same. So it's easier for them to relate and to reach out to me and buy something from me because of that feeling. And I may have never talked to them ever, but the value I put on my page and me almost just being real and sharing personal things as well as just normal everyday things, people feel like they know me. So just like I always talk about like Kelly Ripa, I love her. When I watch her on TV, I'm like, oh my God, I want to be her best friend because I think she's hilarious. If she told me, if she talked about some type of self tanner or shampoo or whatever that she used and loved, I would buy it. I would probably Google it and buy it because I respect her. I like her. I feel like we're friends. You know, I mean, I know we're not friends, but it's that I feel like I know her type of relationship. And that's what people that follow you, people that come to your page, that's the feeling you want to give them. That you're being real, you're being yourself, you're entertaining, you're being your best self. Chalene Johnson always says, being your best self. Okay, so I'm going to kind of run down with you. I'm going to talk about 3 different things tonight. The first thing that I focused on, and Micah Folsom is my success partner, we from the beginning focused on this, and this is how we pretty much ran our business from the get-go. We always just focused on building relationships. You know, you have the business activity tracker. If you might use that. We use the Power of Threes, and I will post that tomorrow in the when I post in the morning. But the basis of that is building relationships and focusing on that. Because when you're doing that, when you're focused on building relationships, and I'm going to run down how to do that, that invitation comes up naturally. It's, you know, like you're going through the forming, and if you have a connection with someone, it's going to go easily. It's not going to be weird, like pulling teeth. Sometimes in the beginning, I find that it can be, because I think the first thing people sometimes think of, oh, she's trying to sell me something, she's reaching out to me. But guys, you can change that around real easily by just having conversations with them and really being genuine and listening to them for a while. So when I ever sense that, if people are really short with their answers, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm just going to talk to them. I'm not going to even bring up anything. And then I build a relationship that way. And if it ever ends up in them joining a challenge group, great. Usually I won't invite them, but I'll wait for them to come to me, or there might be an opportunity down the line to invite them. But when they're standoffish like that, I kind of just try to build a relationship first. first and foremost. But so there's different ways that you can do this. I know a lot of people are like, it's so weird sending like invites out to people, like just saying, hey, want to join my challenge group? I can tell you that I don't do that. I mean, there's a lot of coaches out there that do, and that's okay if you're doing it certain ways. But this is what I do. I go to their pages. So any new people that I'm adding to my page, say I'm friend requesting a couple of people, they accept. I go to their page. I compliment on something that they posted, whether it's a selfie picture of themselves as their profile, it's a new picture they put up. Say, I love this picture of you. Or I like a couple of their things, like a family picture. I'm not going crazy because you don't want them to think you're a stalker and liking 50 million things on their page and getting all those notifications from you. But I do a little bit. And then I keep their name like in my in play list for the week. So I'll do it to maybe 5 new people every day. Sometimes I up that. It depends on your goals. So we're in a push. You want to do it to you want to build relationships to as many people as you can. Number one, the reason is you're pushing for diamond. But another reason is the more people you talk to this month, the better off you're going to be in January. Because those relationships you're building now, they might not be ready now, but January they're going to be like, oh, I'm coming for her. She's consistent. I see her posting through the holidays or for her workouts. I mean, I want that girl to help me. So going to their page, complimenting on a couple things. And then the next day, I would do the same. Maybe if they didn't post, just forget it. But if they post every day, you can like a couple of their things for the week. And then if there's any type of way I can bring it into a private message, I will. So I'll just be like, hey, that family picture that you had on your page today, I love it. Where did you get your pictures done? Something like that. If they're local, I would do something like that. Or where'd you go on vacation with your family? I'm looking for somewhere to bring my family next summer. Or, hey, I love your profile picture. You look exactly the same. I know we haven't talked in forever. It's been, 10 years? How are you doing? You don't have to be like, it has to be natural. It has to be your personality. You know what I'm saying? A great way to connect with people is on their birthday. Send them a private message on their birthday. A lot of, one of my coaches actually sends them a voice message saying, happy birthday, I hope you have a wonderful day. And a lot of times people will respond to that because it's so personal and everyone's just posting on their page, happy birthday, but she does it through a voice message. So that's pretty much how I build my relationships to start. And then once we get into the private message, I'm just talking to them. I'm not thinking in my mind, okay, when can I throw the sales pitch? Or I need to sell a challenge pack today or this week. I'm thinking I'm just going to talk to as many people as I can. And I know because it's a numbers game, I know by the end of the week, I will have sold 2 challenge packs and helped 2 people because of the numbers, because I have big numbers. So and when you're pushing, that's what you have to do. You have to really run with the momentum and talk to as many people as you can. So how do you find these people? Well, a lot of times what I did in the beginning was I offered that free line, like she talked about in that video that I posted the first day. So my free line was free groups, like probably a lot of you guys. My free line was a lot of workout groups. So I did an ab group for 14 days. I did a HIIT group, because I love HIIT training. And I used to, I always had like little videos of my workouts. So that was like my thing, was working out. So that's what I offered people. People do clean eating. People do crockpot groups. You can do PD groups. Especially PD groups during the holidays. Right now I have a survival moms group, like surviving the holidays, where you can post different sales for kids' toys that, you can post recipes. I mean, it's just kind of like what these groups do for you is now you have a lot of people, and you could do this with not just you, but a couple other coaches. You have a group of people that you can connect with. So say you brought 20 people in that group. Well, guess what? You connect with 5 of those a day and build relationships with those people. That's part of your power hour. You don't have to look elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? You're bringing these people into your life. You can post on Instagram about these free groups. You can post on Pinterest about these free groups. But I definitely recommend you doing these once a month and changing it up. It doesn't have to be a clean eating group. It could be something really creative. But everyone wants to better their quality of life. So personal development could be really great. And there's tons of free podcasts you can get, like Chalene Johnson, and kind of maybe do like a 5-day personal development group with Chalene's podcast. That would be really fun. And at the end, see if it made a difference in their life. And I'm sure it will. So that would be like a free line. Another free line would be like an ebook. That's offering a lot of value. So getting together a bunch of your recipes and kind of putting it into like a book would be, online book would be totally fine. It doesn't have to be professional. You don't have to outsource this if you wanted just to put something quickly together. It's value that you're offering to people for free. I always say, like, I, in the beginning, gave a lot of myself. I gave a lot of free stuff. I gave a lot of meal plan lists that I came up with. And, the groups were fun, but, it didn't substitute the real challenge groups where I was one-on-one with them. I give my challengers my phone number. I'm like consistently with them, where the free groups are kind of like, I'm just posting in there, I'm commenting, we're kind of building a relationship, but it's not that, one-on-one type of thing. So when they do buy, it's that one-on-one, and guess what? They already know me from the group. So they want to follow me. They want to come with me to the next group. So your free line can be anything. Recipes. One of our coaches, she has 3 groups that are consistently going on. So when anyone ever says, no, I'm not interested in a challenge group, when she invites, she goes, great. Well, maybe next time, but I have a great free group, a crockpot group going on now, and you're welcome to join us for free. And usually they're like, yeah, of course they're going to join. And guess what? 2 months later, they're joining her challenge group. So you have to come up with like some type of system. And so when you're doing this, that's when you're not portraying that salesperson, that attitude, that salesy pitch. You're not coming across salesy at all because you're offering free stuff, right? So I would have something in your back pocket, whether it's a free accountability group, whether it's an ebook you can offer to someone to help them get them started right. Sometimes I offer my ebook like on months that are really slow or something, like December. Sometimes December can be a little bit tough. I would offer something in addition to joining my group. Like I have a couple of my favorite recipes or my ebook that I would be happy to give you. And I would send it to them if they joined. You can also, which I've done before, send them like personal development to that they can use through whatever challenge you're doing. Either it's a workout challenge or a clean eating challenge. You can send them sometimes I'll do a book. I'll buy a book for them. Or you can send them free personal development off of YouTube. But I think it's an added touch saying that you care about them, that you really want them to succeed, that you really, even when you're forming people, sending them value. Like, hey, I was just thinking about you. I was listening to personal development this morning. I was just thinking about you. Why don't you check out this podcast from Chalene or this podcast that I'm listening to? When you do little things like that, people really love that you're thinking of them. So when I'm messaging people, building the relationship, or even just starting to build a relationship, I will say that, hey, so-and-so, I was just thinking of you because you posted about your son, blah, 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 blah. This may help you with that. Or I was just reading this article about that. Simple things. So that, I know it sounds like a lot, but it does take time. You really need to be invested in the other people that you're connecting with. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be invested in every single person, because like I said in my video, you're going to feel connected to people that you're talking to. Those are the people that you really want to invest in. The people that are kind of like, meh, like you just don't feel the vibe is weird, you're pulling stuff out of them. You don't have to spend a lot, it's kind of, some people you don't mesh with and you can just move on, but they're watching and they may come to you. Just remember, whatever happens in your conversations, people are watching you on Facebook. Whether they don't respond, they might reach out to you in a couple weeks or months, and that's what normally happens. So that's why keeping that consistency on your Facebook page, like I talked about today, is so important. Okay, so I talked about building relationships. The next thing, I want to just kind of run down something that I do that I really think helps the invitation process and helps you come across not salesy at all. When I invite, when I have built the relationship and I'm forming someone, and usually, this is why it's so important to be consistent on your Facebook page. If you're posting your workouts, your meal plan, or some recipes or whatever, motivational stuff on your page, when you're forming someone, they're going to ask. Usually you don't have to bring it up because they're seeing it on your page. So they may say, oh, I really need to get back to the gym. I don't know how you do it. You seem like you're so balanced or whatever. And I would probably say, no, I'm far from it, but I try. And I would probably bring it into an invitation at that point. I would say, have you ever thought about working out from home? I would love to give you more information about my next group, something like that. Or have you ever, I would maybe talk about the gym. What did you love about the gym when you were going? And then we would get into the conversation of working out. And then when they say maybe they took classes or whatever, I say, I always relate. I love taking classes at the gym too, but I love being able to work out at home, especially in the winter when I don't want to leave my house. Have you ever thought about working out from home? The conversation sounds normal, right? It's not me trying to, throw a challenge pack down their throat. So after they say, oh no, or yes, I thought about working out from home, or I used to a long time ago, I used to do this and this, I just get bored easily and I'm not accountable. Like I don't stick with it. Then I'd say, you know what? You are not alone. I'm the same way. There's so many people that I talk to that are the same way. But in my next group that we have going on, we are supported. We keep each other accountable. It's a lot of fun, and we do daily check-ins so we know if one person's fallen off the wagon or whatever. So I'll talk a little bit about that, just short. I don't make it long. And then I'd say, I'd love to give you more information if you'd like to learn more. And they usually say yes, or if they never say no. They might not respond sometimes, but they never say flat out no. So if they respond and say yes, say, great, let's chat about your goals. What are some of your goals? And we always talk about goals, and you guys know that comes first, right? So I always stick with like two questions. I don't have a list, because what happens is when you do a list of questions, they're coming back and they're like, oh, I don't really want to answer these. I'm not going to respond to her. And it takes them 50 million years to respond, or if they may never do. And you know what? I think of myself, and I would be the same way. Like, oh, I don't really want to, answer that. It's too much. I'm so lazy with responding to people. But, that's how I'm trying to attract people like me. So I'm like, okay, working moms really, they don't have time. So I'm going to ask 2 questions. I usually say, what are your goals for the next 30 days? Where would you like to be in 30 days? And then I say, what are some workouts that you really like? Something like that. Simple. I usually start with the workout part of it, and then I get into nutrition. And then they'll respond, and then I'll relate. So I'm always that feel, felt, found. You know, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. This is what I found. Something like that. But obviously, you don't have to say it like that. And then I ask maybe 2 more questions. Sometimes just 1, and then we keep going back and forth. And those questions are, how is your nutrition on a scale of 1 to 10? What do you struggle with most? And usually it's nutrition. So what kind of time do you have? How long would you like your workouts to be? So those are just simple questions that we go back and forth on. And guys, if you can get them on the phone, that helps. Sometimes I'll do these questions in a written format, or I'll use the voice messenger on my phone. I always use the voice messenger, and I really think it helps a lot. And then once we have we've covered their goals, we're talking back and forth, they're getting excited, I say, great, let me get together some information for you. But first, I have created a video about our next crew, and I'd love to send it over to you so you could see what it's all about. And they say, sure, I'll love to watch it, whatever. I'll say, great, I'm going to send it over to you, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. So I always either say that, or like GoPro says, you can have them pick a time. So if you're doing it that way, you can say, great, would you be able to watch the video today? And they would say yes. Say, great. And then you send it after they say today, right? Then you send it and say, okay, great, I will catch up with you tonight. I always say I'm going to reach out. I don't say get back to me, because unless they're really, really excited and ready, they're not going to get back to you. So then I just put it in a star next to their name, and I use a notebook. I'm really I'm not that organized. I use a notebook, and I respond to them later that night or the next day. And when the video, this is the thing I want to talk a little bit about, and I'll move along quickly, but I've always done this from the beginning, and I really think it helps. I create a video on the group. So say it's the Summer Slim Down or whatever, I create a video talking about it. I talk about, and usually I have a lot of groups, 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme. So I'm talking about the 21 Day Fix in that. And I take out the containers, and I share what it's all about. And I share how passionate I am to help them, that I want them to get their energy back, and that I want them to feel good about themselves. And they can feel that sincerity in my video. And when I'm talking in my video, I'm talking directly to them. In the beginning, I used to say, hey guys, da-da-da-da-da. But now I'm saying, I'm talking like I'm talking directly to you. I'm not doing it I'm so excited for you to join me, that type of thing, and I really feel that is what gets them excited. That's what gets them to say, yes, I'm in. I'm not trying to sell them something. I'm trying to tell them that I'm going to back them. I'm going to be with them. If they can commit to me, I will walk them through this, and I won't let them fail if they can commit. So when they feel like they can succeed, that's it. You're done. They're in. When they feel like they can succeed with you helping them, they're done. They're in. They're in. So that's why I feel like when you're doing it through email, when you're doing it through typing it out, it's not as personal. It can come across salesy. I think the video, and I know some of you might be like, video, I'm not doing a video. But I used to have my coaches use mine all the time. I really think it's important for them to see you. And guys, you could do the video over and over and over. until you get the best one. That's the cool thing about it. It's not like a phone call where you're like, if you don't know, you screw up, right? A video you can do over and over and over. And the most important part of the video is for you to show your personality. Say, and even if you're quiet, you guys are all passionate about helping others. Show that. You're all passionate about healthy living and sharing that with others. You need to just show that in your video. So I want to challenge you guys in the next month, or, well, I should say week, but let's say week. I want you guys to play around with it and try to create a video. Whether it's a video, and guys, I don't want it like 20 minutes. No, people are not going to watch it. I'm so drawn out with my videos. They're getting shorter and shorter, but the best ones are the short ones. 5 minutes, share the stuff, no longer than 7, I would say. And then after they watch the video, they're going to be excited. They're going to want to know the details, the prices, everything. And if anyone ever asks me the price in the beginning, I never share it. I say, great, I'm going to get you that. I'm going to get you the different prices. And it all depends on what you already have. But let's talk about your goals first, because I want to know that this is the right fit for you. So usually they're in, and sometimes they'll have to wait for payday or whatever the case is, but they're in after they see your video, or they're in after you make that phone call and you're on the phone with them, talking them through this. And I know a lot of other coaches really talk about getting them on the phone, and it is hard to do, especially if you're working full time and you're busy and you have kids and blah, 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 blah. But it's huge. Like if you can just carve out like half hour a day and talk to 2 people, that would be really great. All right. So that's my invitation process. And after that, after the video, I will break down the price of Shakeology. I can upload that example script in our page if you want to see it. I got it from Anita Myron. You can totally make it your own. I always now offer the discount coach option as a first-time sign-up. Now, the reason why I do that is because I feel like people that sign up right away as a coach, they get in on my team page, so they feel supported right away. They're in our first challenge group. They're more apt to stick with it because guess what? They can be in my first challenge group. They can be in my second challenge group. When they start seeing the results, then I start to, and they're really excited. I start talking to them about, hey, maybe getting them into a new coach training. Would you like, or sometimes I'll be like, hey, do you want to join our sneak peek into coaching? Or watch a webinar so they know more, even though they're a coach, but then they start to learn about the business a little more, and they're excited. So a lot of times I will offer both options because I want them to save too. I'd rather have them sign on as a discount coach. If they love Shakeology, great, stay on it. If they don't, they can cancel. It's totally their call. But I will post what I say, and I got it from Anita, and it's really great. But if you sign someone up as a discount coach, I want to say this. You want to treat them like a challenger. You don't want to throw them into all this training and no. You want to treat them like a challenger and really help them get the best results possible, right? But it's a great way to help you too reach your goal of diamond. Yes, you don't want your whole business to be discount coaches, but guess what? Discount coaches then can grow into coaches that work in the business, of course. And they're the best coaches because they've seen the results. They love what they're seeing. All right. So I'm going to talk about one more thing and then we'll take questions. I don't want to be too long. The key thing, and I know I said I was going to tell you what I did to help grow my business in the first year, that slight edge. And I talked a little bit about building those relationships because that's all I did. But I was a teacher. I had to get up super early because I taught high school. I got up even earlier. I would say like a little after 4 to do this every day. It was called the morning routine. I'd wake up, like I said, I'd listen to personal development for about half an hour. And then I would go do the things that I didn't like to do first. So those things were inviting. And I will also post some of the things that I said when I was inviting. When I was inviting people that I built a relationship with. I wasn't inviting random weird, like people that I never talked to. So I was inviting because it's the most difficult thing to do, right? Once it's sent, you're like, okay. But it is difficult. I would add to my network and start the conversations. So start conversation. Those 3 things I did before I even left the house. And what that did for me is it made my day so much better. Number 1, I was happy, excited, and in a great mood, inviting, because I listened to personal development. So whenever someone would respond during the day, and of course I did my posts, like I would post in my groups, and then I was off. I was going to work. But I would check my phone during the day. I would respond to people. I would respond to emails if I had emails. And guys, it totally took the weight off my shoulders coming home from work. I remember there could have been, I was a crazy person because Melanie Mitchell always said that she did it. She would wake up every morning, and I remember listening to one of her calls, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do this because I want to do what other people are not doing to get ahead, right? And I remember waking up at 4 every morning, and my husband going like, you're crazy. I'm like, hon, I need to do this. It's a short period of time in my life. I need to do this. If I'm tired, oh well, I could sleep the rest of my life. So I saw the big picture. And I think that's also important. I'll talk about that in a second, but get into a morning routine. I know maybe some of your schedules, maybe you work 3rd shift or whatever, but if you need something set in stone, and I don't recommend it being at night. At night, yes, you're going to work. You're probably going to post. A lot of people are around at night messaging back and forth. But the last thing you're going to want to do is invite when it's 9 o'clock at night and you're tired and you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. You've had a rough day. You had people's negativity is in your ears. You're not listening to your personal development at night and you're feeling like crap. You're not going to do it. So I definitely advise you to do it in the morning. It saved me, and it pushed me further in the business faster. And I hope I didn't share. My mind is all over the place. I did a call today, so I hope I didn't share this with you guys on the video. I think it was on a different call, but if I share this already, please stop me. This is what I used to do when I taught classes, because you're teaching the same 5 classes in a row, and it's like, did I tell you? All right, so your vision. Did I talk about vision in the video? Does anyone remember? Okay, this is good stuff. Your vision for your business, for your life. I want you guys to take some time, and this has nothing to do with how to sell without being salesy, but it's important. I need you guys to take some time and really think of where you want your life a year from now. So what's the date? December 8th. I want you to think December 8th, 2016. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see your business? Where do you see your family? We talked about this on a team call, and one of my coaches uses the voice memos on her phone. She has a recording of herself talking about a year from now, like just on December 8th, and she talks about it like this: on December 8th, 2016, and she describes a perfect day in her mind. This is a perfect day. I am home with my children. I'm no longer working. I am making them breakfast in the morning and getting the older one off to school. I am bringing, at 9 o'clock, I am bringing my daughter to the library and spending an hour with her at story time. So she has this day, she talks it out. If it could even be like you want to bring your kids to Disney. It could even be you and your husband want to go to Aruba. It could be you want to get out of debt. Whatever it is, some type of vision that's your why. It's pretty much your why. But I want you to be so detailed in that day. Maybe you're at Disney World. What would it feel like to see your kids, see Mickey Mouse for the first time? That's one of my big reasons for, pushing so hard. I want to bring my kids to Disney at some point when, the youngest one is old enough and not going to be a crazy person. So that's one of the things. So when you're describing your perfect day, I want it to be super detailed. And what happens is you listen to that. And short, you don't want it to be 10 minutes long because you're going to be listening to it a lot. You listen to that every day before you start working. It could be the last part of your personal development. That is what is going to take you to the next level. That is what's going to push you to do the things that are necessary to do that are so easy not to do. I'm telling you right now, your vision is everything. Whether it's a voice message, it's a video of yourself talking about it. I think the voice is the best. Some people have it typed out, but then you're reading it every day. Whatever you find is best. Dream boards are great. I love them. But it's different when you hear yourself talking about it and getting choked up about it, because it is going to happen. It's going to happen if you put your head down, and your heart open, and go and do these things. The morning routine, building relationships, and you guys will never come across salesy whatsoever. So I'm going to stop there. I will take any questions. We have a lot of questions in the chat, and this is what happens. Thank God I hit it, because I would get so sidetracked. Like I'm like this all the time. If your invites come up in the convo, how do you plan out who you are inviting the next morning? Crystal, hey. Okay, so building relationships and inviting is different than some of the other invites that I do. So usually I'm building the relationships and the invites are coming naturally. So you can't plan out anything, right? Because you're just planning out who you can control who you're going to talk to the next day. So I would write a list of, I'm going to talk to this person, this person, this person, this person, 5 people that I've never talked to before. So I can't tell you if that's going to end up in an invitation that day, right? No. But there are other times where I invite people that I've talked to a long time ago. So say I've talked to someone a couple months ago and they never responded. That's when I would send them an invite, and I will post a script kind of what I say. I wonder if I could bring it up on here. Hold on. I have it in my notes section on I will put it in our group tomorrow. So in the post tomorrow morning, it will be the Power of Threes and a video to go with it. It's from Micah. It's really good. You'll love it. And then I will post some examples of what I send as an invite to people that maybe are following my stuff, they're liking my stuff, and we've talked, but not recently. So those are just the people that I kind of just invite. But you guys, inviting is gonna happen so often because you're talking to a lot of people. Did you work out in the morning as well? I'm trying to fit it all in the morning. Okay. This is for me. You guys you might be really different. A lot of people are like, if I don't work out in the morning, it won't happen. My workouts are no matter what to me. Now inviting and that type of thing is, yes, it's a no matter what, but I would rather work out than do that. So my workouts usually happened at night. It was hard but I did it. And yeah, guys, there were times I woke up in the morning like, I can't do this. But you see the light. You listen to that vision, and it just puts you right back in there. The Miracle Morning book is great to get you started in the morning routine. Yes, Kimberly, it is. It's amazing. In the morning, there's so many books out there on the morning routine and how successful people use that because they're successful because of that. Imagine it. I don't know if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be here. So I worked out at night. That just worked out for me. But as a teacher, like my husband, he's a teacher. He works out like right when that bell rings. Well, when he doesn't have meetings and stuff, because he has to stay anyway. So he uses that time to work out. So if you can fit it in other places, great. If you can't, then I would recommend you doing it in the morning. Can you please help me word an invite so it doesn't sound desperate? Yes, I'm going to post that in the morning. But like an example invite like I just gave before, that's an invite when we're talking in conversation, like, hey, I would love to give you more information about my group. It sounds like it's just what you need, but that's in a conversation, so it doesn't sound salesy. But I will post one a couple tomorrow. You guys can also unmute yourself if you want, but hold on. You talk about free groups. Do you recommend a free 21-day fixed group with recipes from, or a free group might not make them interested in that product? Hey, you know what would be cool is like a week Fixate group, like where you can share recipes from the Fixate cookbook, and then they would probably get really excited about those recipes. They would try them, number one. They would probably love them because they're awesome. And that would probably make them want to check out Autumn, check out her workouts, check out her meal plan. Someone unmuted. Does someone have a question?
Oh, sorry, it was me. I just accidentally did it.
Is that Doreen? Get out of here.
Of course it is, and I was playing with the microphone.
How do you know when to abandon a dead conversation with no response? Honestly, guys, I don't waste my time. If it's a dead conversation, let it go. Write their name down, follow up a couple months later. That's what I would do. I really wouldn't harp on it. Next to my PC, I have a dry erase board that says, love people first, don't prejudge, take a deep breath, and just send the message. Seriously, if I read that before sending out a bunch of it helps. Who cares if they don't respond? I love that, Teresa. Teresa's the one that did the vision on her voice memo.
Tara, I have a question.
Yes.
So I feel like I get stuck. With the previous week, we did a lot of inviting, right? And having 5 new combos, 5 new invitations, all of that. And I feel like I did pretty good. But then I get stuck because I get people that, let's say, don't answer back. Or then I get people that, there's a little check on Facebook Messenger that they read it, but they just choose to ignore.
Right.
Or then there's the people that you make, and let's say I give them a few compliments, and then, we have, kids, I have kids too. And I feel like then the conversation is dead. I feel like I get stuck in there because then I'm like, okay, I don't want to be salesy, but I also want to keep the conversation going, so then I can invite, or you know what I mean? Like I get stuck there.
So you want to definitely use forming. I know there's great videos from Lindsay Krause. That's what I watched in the beginning of my business. Lindsay Krause had awesome stuff. So you definitely want to gear the conversation to like fitness and health, or that type of thing. So usually if you're talking about the kids and saying how busy you are and they're busy, like you definitely want to relate to them. But then you're going to bring it into like what they do. I would ask questions. The more questions you ask, the better. Now, obviously you want to ask one question and leave it at that. You don't have to ask a lot in one message, but I would ask them questions about what they do. Like, do they work? Where do they work? What do they like to do for fun? Have they taken, what are their kids involved in? And just keep that conversation going. And then you're going to bring it into the message. Usually they're going to bring it up if your page reflects some type of health and fitness, or that you are, on your wellness journey. Usually it's going to come up in the conversation. And if it doesn't, there's ways to kind of bring it out. And that would be just asking them, what they do for fun. Are they active? Do they go to the gym? Like, I would just ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I feel like those questions have come up, and I'm wondering now if I've missed my opportunity with those few people.
You're probably waiting too long. It doesn't. Yeah, honestly, sometimes it's in two messages. Sometimes it takes longer. It depends. But that opportunity, when they're saying that if there's a need there, that's when you're going to go in and say, oh my gosh, I know how you feel. I feel the same way. Why don't you check out my next group? I would love to give you more information about it. Or you could talk about their goals. Instead of inviting them, you could say, well, if they're worried about whether, if they want to lose 10 pounds or whatever, say, oh, well, have you gone to the gym? Have you been going to the gym? And then bring it back, say something about yourself so it's almost relatable. Like, I haven't been to the gym in a long time, but I found that home workouts work for me. Something like that, simple.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. It's the more you do it, the easier it gets. Right. You know what? Sometimes, Dusty, the combos invites, that's why I'm going to give you guys a couple options. You must do both. So there must be that's why we're giving you these options. There must be a lot of building of relationships, but there also is going to be inviting, like flat out inviting. And that's what I'm going to post tomorrow, some examples. But you want to invite people that you've talked to before, that you're connected with in some way. And honestly, I feel like in the next couple months, December, January, it's easier to just invite someone because it's that time of year. Everyone's focused on that goal. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't come across, and I say this to my coaches too, it doesn't come across that weird. She says, I think everyone, hold on. The Fixate group idea. Yeah. Here's the thing, guys, with the Fixate, what I just said with the week of the Fixate, that idea, and this has been the whole 9 year, like my whole business, trial and error. You try it, you see if it works. If it works, great. Some of my free groups have been a total flop. Some of them have been amazing. So, it's all trial and error, and you just got to see what works for you, and what works for you might not work for someone else. So, how did you manage all those relationships? It was crazy. I told you, I woke up in the morning like, can I do this? So hold on, let me just answer this question. Managing the relationships while I was working 3 every day, you could have like 15 going on at once. Yeah, but not everyone responds. And again, if I felt weird about the conversation and they kind of fizzled out, I would just let it go and move on. That's how, and I knew in my head, I'm like, they're watching, they're my friends on my page, they're watching. So, if they're ready, they may come around, and maybe I could follow up with them later in a couple months. So the beginning part of our business, a few months in, is mostly relationship building. How long do you usually wait before you feel it's time and appropriate to start? You can invite right away. It's all about the conversations. Honestly, if you're a new coach, you can invite right away, but it has to come up in conversation. Janelle Summers is my upline. She always said, if the opportunity is there in the conversation, whether it's for business or for challenge group, you have to ask and keep it simple. If someone says that they have no money or that they're looking for a job, I'm going to present the business to them. I'm going to say, have you ever thought about coaching? Honestly, that's what I say. It's nothing fancy. And they'll be like, what is coach? And that just sparks the conversation of getting into more info. Can you post the voice message that the coach has on her phone about her 1 year from now? It's Teresa. Are you asking if we could post the example? I don't know if we could do that, but it's pretty much you just describing your perfect day. That's pretty much what it is. And you saying the date, it's 2016, December 8th. This is my perfect day. And you just describing it. I could have her explain more of it if you're confused about it.
Tara,
Yes.
if you just Google design statement, it's actually from the book, which are all blank now, Think and Grow Rich. If you Google Think and Grow Rich design statement, that's what it's based off of.
Thank you. Okay. So I'm not going to get into turning challengers into coaches, but that can happen through the challenge group. I don't want to that's a whole nother ball game. And I think we're going to probably have someone talk about that. I think that's it. Think and Grow Rich.
Hey,
Yes.
Tara, I have a question.
Yes.
When you are offering something free, does it have a condition on it? Like, hey, I'll give you this for free if you join my health and fitness community or my free health and fitness community?
Right. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. In the beginning, it didn't. A lot of my free groups and stuff, it was just, for them to benefit from. But like I have an ebook and I did use that. We were rolling out we call it the Fit Project.
Okay.
Like our team challenge group. And in the beginning, I was giving everyone that joined that ebook. So yes, it can be connected to your free accountability group.
Okay.
They don't, and you know what? Honestly, we used to push them signing up with you as their coach as a free, but people get so turned off by that. We don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. And you know what? Honestly, I feel like you build a relationship with them. If they want to work with you, great. If they want to work with another coach, then that's up to them. There's always going to be people that connect with you better, so.
Thank you.
Yep. I don't know if the Miracle Morning, I think it's on audio. Power of Threes every morning or power as many. Yeah, I did it double, triple time, but I didn't do it all in the morning. I did Power of Threes. I did what I told you I did, the most important parts that I didn't want to do later. That's what I did. And then if at night, if in my mind, I was like, let me see if I can invite a couple more people. So I would kind of have that slight edge. I kind of did a little bit more. Always did a little bit more, but it's not necessary, guys. You don't I moved fast. You guys will move. If you're consistent, you got it. That's it. You don't have to move fast. You just got to be consistent and you'll grow and your business will flourish and you'll be amazing. I'm telling you, a year from now, be awesome.
Jimmy mentioned it on his coach call that Saturday morning. Something with moving fast, and I can't remember the words now. Moving fast is great and going slow is painful. So if you don't stay consistent and you're afraid to do all these things and let your fear get in the way, it's a slow, painful process. And guilty right here, because 20 months and it's killing me.
It is that, I can't stress if you're not consistent, a lot of times you're gonna go back and forth, and that feeling sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's writing. You know what I mean? I'm consistent everywhere else. You can look from the day I started coaching, from before I started coaching. It's my workout every day, haven't missed, and it's inviting, and it's my weakest point.
And that's one of the most important.
Exactly.
But that's okay. Now you can focus on that. The other stuff probably just comes naturally now because you've been doing it for so long. So now you put your head down and say, okay, I'm doing this. I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone because that's where it's at.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Are you real?
Hey.
Wait a minute. Who else? Someone's talking?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I was wondering, I'm actually asking for one of my girlfriends who got off the call and she can't get back on. She was wondering how you send that ebook.
Oh, I have it. It's downloaded. I have it downloaded, so I just email it to them.
Is it your, like you said, your ebook? Is it one that you wrote?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's just some of my favorite recipes that I came up with like mixing different, like it's just my favorite things. It's nothing extravagant. It's nothing great. I had someone help me with it. But like you can hire someone off of Elance, but it's not even necessary. People would love like a Word document of your favorite recipes, like something like that. Even if it's from other people, you could even say, buy or the link underneath. Doesn't matter. It's all in one spot. People would love that,
Yeah. Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, so you send it just by just through
Yeah, I have it downloaded. I just email. I always ask for people's emails because I think it's important to have their emails.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Hold on. Are you real time adding friends? Meaning, have you already spoken with all your Facebook friends? All of mine? Probably not. I don't talk to the guys. I'm just being honest because it's there's a fine line, and I don't add men that friend request me unless they're coaches that I know, because that's not who I can relate to the most. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I do. I don't think my husband would want me out there like talking to random guys on Facebook. I don't want to, So I have not talked to I haven't talked to all of my Facebook friends, but every day I'm still adding 3 to 5 people. You could add more too. You just want to be careful. If you ever get that message from Facebook saying, make sure you know this person, blah, 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 blah. You kind of want to lay low for the next couple days. I think that's it. Hold on. Anyone else have a question? Oh, where do you find who to add? Go through your friends. Okay. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to also include another video I did that there's a search option when you're looking for friends that I did a little power hour video. It's not my whole power hour, and guys, I'm just warning you in advance. It's awful. I'm like holding the phone but it gets the point across. So I'm going to post that tomorrow. I have a lot of stuff to post tomorrow. So I'm going to post all that. So you guys will have it. Invites, power of threes, power hour. Okay. Anyone else have any questions? Someone's typing. Is that Doreen typing with it not on mute? I'm sure it is. Doreen's one of my coaches. She's fantastic. But she's funny. Thank you. Okay, thank you guys. I really loved being on this call with you. I'm really excited. And guys, if you have any questions, seriously, feel free to ask in the comments of the post that I do. Like, I will be there. Today was a little crazy. I will be checking back in if you did post something. But tomorrow I have a lot of time. I'll be on there checking your stuff and being involved in ask questions. Because you'll probably have questions if you guys watch those videos that I will be posting tomorrow. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.